2 billion people watched Prince William marry Princess Kate this weekend. Did any of you watch that on TV? I watched a little of it. It was really amazing. What pageantry. You look at the way it was choreographed and put together, and the ceremony itself and all the rest of it, quite amazing. And I said to my wife, it looks like something out of a Disney movie. She says, well, what do you think the Disney movies got the idea? It's a sad thing when your point of reference is a Disney film, but it really seemed like a fairy tale in many ways. I mean, here is Kate Middleton, a commoner, who was chosen by William to become a member of the royal family. I mean, it's sort of like a lot of little girls' dream come true, isn't it? So many little girls want to be a princess today. And one article written about this wedding said, and I quote, "The prince kissed his bride in front of a third of the planet. Then he and his princess hopped in an Aston Martin and drove off happily ever after. The end." Is that how it's going to end? I'll tell you what, this was one expensive wedding. They spent $40 million on the wedding. And by the way, $32 million of that was spent on security alone. They also spent $10 million of that on strange hats that women wore. What's going on there? I don't get it. I mean, some of these hats were something. A couple of the hats, I think it was the daughters of Sarah Ferguson. They looked like they walked out of a Tim Burton film. I mean, and I mean that as a complete compliment, of course. It was, but it was really quite the event and very impressive. And we wish them well and hope things go well for them. Of course, we know there was another fairy tale wedding that took place, and it was the mother and father of Prince William, and that did not turn out so well. It ended up in adultery and divorce, and tragically, Princess Diana died in a car accident. So this is not the way we hope it goes for these guys, but actually people in England are already planning on the divorce. In fact, I read an article that said divorces among the royals have become so common that shortly after the engagement was announced, British bookies began taking bets about William and Kate's divorce and when it would take place. I understand that, having the deck stacked against you, because they say if there's divorce in your home, if your parents were divorced, the chances are much higher that you yourself will end up divorced as well. And my mom was married and divorced 7 times, and so the chances were that I could have ended up divorced, but thankfully, because we did it God's way, my wife and I have been married for 37 years.